I'm bored. I'm just gonna make a video that came on top of my head, and I think it has some justification in it. But basically, I'm gonna just teach you how to be the villain in Marvel Rivals, or why Marvel Rivals turns into a villain. First thing is that Marvel Rivals, what's left of the player base is usually, I would say, like 20 to 10% is like people that take this game serious, and around 80 to 90% is just casual players. And this is where, like, if you really become isolated and you end up becoming like the Joker of this game, it's because the people, if you try to play a certain way or try to do things differently, people just call you either crazy, which is basically equivalent of basically throwing. And that's what I mean, is that you have no support besides other people, and the only people that support you are very little. But now that we got all that out of the way, I'll probably say more later on. I'm going to teach you how to become it. So first, don't follow any team composition. Just do whatever you want to do. Because right now, these players, especially the casual ones, be like, oh, you're throwing because you don't care. Also, players don't even care themselves. Like, the only reason they will be like, that's what I mean. Like, they're just straight up hypocrites in this game. These casual players, especially the community, you'll be like, oh, bro, just play for fun. Don't care. Like, you know, just don't take it too serious. All right, let me go triple DPS. Let me go quadruple DPS. Let me force triple support. Let me force anything. Because you know what? We're just playing for fun. There's no rogue queue in this game. But as soon as you do that, people will be like, you're throwing, report you, everyone ban him. Why do you think no Widow support, not Widow support, why do you think no Widow player ever got banned? Because she's literally part of the game. Like, you can't play as hero and be like, oh yeah, they're throwing because you're going Widow. Like, no, what if I just want to play Widow? And that's what I mean, like, this game just turns you to a villain. But right now we're talking about how to become one. Yeah, just don't care, play as you want to play. And the thing is, you automatically become this if you know how to play the game. But it really sucks when you're trying to become better and play a different way, and you're right now in the process of becoming a better player. So right now you're kind of at the game. So you're gonna get more accusations of being a thrower. Alright, this kind of, I think I'm repeating points, but basically, yeah, don't follow any team composition, pick whatever you want. Second is just basically take off angles and basically play dive or just be flanking. Play different ways. Do variations in the way you play. Different setups, different team formations, different target priority, different things, you know? And just for you note, everything I'm saying is literally the opposite of what the majority of players do in this game. Because they think like, oh, in order to play Marvel Rivals, I need to follow the simple Overwatch format, which basically is 2 tanks, 2 DPS players, and 2 supports, and that's it. And basically, if we do that and we don't win, that's basically a skill issue on your part, and you're basically throwing because you're playing something you don't even know how to play, or some garbage like that. That's what I mean. Like, this is why you gotta become the villain, or basically how to become one. Because if you try to follow these simple basic team formats, this only works on certain situations. Like, if you try to play this, like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, and it doesn't make sense. What do you mean just play this and that's it? It's like saying like, oh, I have a headache, or oh, I'm kind of lacking focus, and someone says, yeah, just drink water and that's it. It should fix it. Like, what? Like, and let's say it does work. Like, you're just taking one variable, but basically follow a simple team composition and basically expecting it to work. Like, you know, there's levels to this. There goes a little bit deeper than just, you know, follow a simple team composition. Whatever happens afterwards, oh well, skill issue. What if it wasn't a skill issue? Maybe if it was that you guys weren't playing a certain way. And that's what I mean. That in order to become, you basically just gotta do the opposite of what people are doing. Don't play it like, yes, there's gonna be certain situations when you meet teammates that actually know what they're doing, and maybe you can't play whatever you want. Maybe you do need to be that second tank. Maybe you do need to be that third healer, or maybe there's only gonna be 1 DPS. You know, simple stuff like that. But the thing is, that's what I mean. Like, in order to become a villain, that's gonna be my third point, is having the awareness. If you look at any media out there, if you ever watch like anything, it's gonna be kind of crazy, but you see any bad people in the world, or you see any people that are just crazy people, especially like the government or stuff like that, they usually end up recruiting these people because you need the mind of a villain to play like a villain. That basically means, like, you need someone that's a villain to basically take down other villains. And that's what I mean. Like, you gotta think differently than most of these players out here. And this will basically, in kind of turn, will basically help you improve and make you climb. Probably not climb that much, because I feel like most people, especially nowadays, the matchmaking system is kind of garbage. Not kind of garbage, it is garbage. It's rigged. And most of the people you meet aren't going to be thinking like this. They're going to be thinking really just like, the players are just going to be either heal bots, frontline absorbing sponging bots and just DPS players that are really garbage at the game, but they think they're good, so they just insta-lock and never switch. I don't know if I have any other ways you can become this villain. I think it's kind of cringy that I'm saying it now I think of it, but I forgot the second reason. Oh yeah, I think the one was like why Marvel Rivals turns into a villain. It's basically, I don't know if anyone ever watched Rick and Morty, but one of the things he said is like, if you ever hated Rick, I guess that makes you evil too. And it's basically saying like, are you gonna call him evil Morty because he doesn't like being with Rick? And if you know Rick from Rick and Morty, you know he's like basically just inconsiderate, toxic, basically volatile, basically not caring of your own safety. So basically just like, he's basically just like, I don't know, mean. So that's what I mean, like if you try to play better, if you try to play a different way, you're basically gonna you're basically gonna be called a thrower in your matches, no matter what you do. Try to go DP, try to play Widow, try to play triple DPS, even though there's no role queue, even though there's no such thing as a throw hero. People are gonna still call you a thrower. People are gonna try to avoid you. People are just gonna do a bunch of things. They're gonna list you a bunch of, or not horrible things, but basically just gonna isolate you from whatever team composition. And then it gets even harder because let's say you're going DPS, the healer isn't gonna heal you. The tank player isn't gonna prioritize you in terms of healing. The DPS player isn't gonna assist you. That's what I mean. Like, this game is basically turning you into a villain, especially if you want to play a certain way. And this really kind of leads back to everything when I said it. Like these players, you're gonna notice their hypocrisy in this community is that if you try to play whatever you want, you try to play a certain way, play whatever hero, you're gonna be called a thrower. But the thing is, like, it's crazy because most of these players say like, I'm playing this game for fun. I don't take it serious. I'm just trying to win. Like, bro, I'm trying to win too. I'm trying to have a good time. And they will also preach like, oh yeah, this game, you shouldn't be taken serious. You shouldn't be toxic. Just play for fun. Games are meant to be fun. I'm like, all right, then let me just play what I want. And they're like, nah. If you try to play what you want, you're a thrower. So basically, they're just hypocrites. But this is where you kind of evolve from not being a villain instead of just being solo, or I don't even know. I think this whole thing is cringy now I'm saying it, but I'm just throwing a label. I think just like, let's just say you're just a lone wolf in this thing. I think a prime example is basically Necros. I think, like, I don't even know Necros a lot, but I think he's a prime example of this. I think he does queue with people. I think I saw some of his streams out there. But I think, you know, why people don't like him is because he's kind of like a schnob. But I think what really helps him is his skills. Like, the only thing that backs him up is his skills. Like, if he wasn't skillful, I think people really wouldn't like him. But if you look at his viewer base, he's basically one of the top creators of Marvel Rivals. And that's really saying something. Because if casual players and people that really didn't like him, nobody will be watching him. But since he has, like, what, good viewers? Fuck, I keep repeating myself. But if he has good viewers, that means that he's targeting a certain audience in Marvel Rivals. And that's usually players like him. Spider players are really good. Players that are trying to become better. DPS players. Players that are always trying to be better at this game. Or maybe people just hate watching or just want to see him do some dumb takes again. You know, that's also a possibility. But people that actually like him, enjoy his streams, that shows you that this isn't like just like a one-off thing when it comes to like this community and how it turns you into like a quote-unquote villain or a thrower. Like Necros is really a prime example of like the whole thing I was just talking about. Not really the whole thing, just mostly evolving from being a thrower, quote-unquote a thrower or a villain. Is that simply you just move on. You just stop caring about being a thrower or a villain. Now I don't think you really move on from being a thrower. You just move on from not caring. So yeah, you still get called a thrower. You still end up getting, I don't know. People still end up being toxic towards you if you play a certain way, but that's about it. I think that's the natural thing that comes with playing with Marvel Rivals is that people are always going to be at each other's throats, no matter if you're playing quote unquote the right way or quote unquote if you're throwing. That's basically how this game is.